Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Lincoln Kenobi. And before we get started, we'd like guys, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. I am a little bit dressed right now because I'm getting ready to go to work. So I'm a bit late, because I've been doing some things, getting my food ready and all. So I'm a bit going to be rushing into this. So right now we got to update what's going on with Nintendo. So Nintendo has been sketchy on their prices, bro. The Nintendo Direct showcase that I watched and everything, it was phenomenal. It was fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm looking forward to getting Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4, and I'm looking forward to getting Mario Kart World. It looks superb. I'm looking forward to it and everything. I want to get the Nintendo Switch 2, not just for me to have fun with, but to also do this for my channel, bro. I want to get this for my channel, for everyone, because I have a PlayStation 5, I have an Xbox Series X, and I have the Nintendo Switch 1 OLED. So once I get the Nintendo Switch 2, the OLED is going bye-bye. But the thing is that what really upset me, and not just me, but a lot of people, were the prices. They didn't mention the prices, not one. They didn't mention about the controller. They didn't mention about the chat cam. They didn't mention about the console. They didn't mention about the little cartridges that you use for either storage in games or for freaking transferring or whatever nonsense, whatever it is. They didn't mention any of that. Of course, we learned this the hard way. And then there was an article that was out there, which I did say, and I kind of fell for it. They had prices for Mario Kart that was $80 digital and $90 physical. But the actual price is $80 for both physical and digital for Mario Kart. I have an article that gets discussing about that price thing and everything, but this one I'm going to discuss first in one of my articles. So here we go. Nintendo Switch 2's game pricing is a confusion as it is controversial. This was published 3 days ago, and let me tell you, man, they don't know what they're doing. I mean, they haven't addressed it. Why are these prices like this? They try to make the blame on Trump's tariffs, which we know that's BS, bro. Because come on, Trump just started doing the tariffs thing and everything. It doesn't affect people to like almost a year or close to a year. Remember, when we had Joe Biden as president, bro, the inflation and all that didn't affect us till almost a year later. And let me tell you, man, it's been bad. And everything that has happened during the time of Biden, it has gone worse. But with Trump back, things are probably going to get better, which I hope it does, bro, for the best. So we shall see. But let's read a little bit of this article. I'm going to read what I could in this article, and then I'm going to show you a video of what D-Day Cobra, Jeremy, who has discussed what he's discussed about it, and he has made good points. And not just him, but other people as well that are in this chat in this video. So let's read this article that we could, and then we are going to look at the video. Nintendo's upcoming console, Nintendo Switch 2, will have an assortment of over 20 games available at launch, including some major first-party exclusives and popular third-party titles. This is not only double the number of titles in the original Switch released with, it's also one of the most stacked launch lineups in Nintendo hardware history. Normally, one would think the reaction to the Switch's 2 catalog of games will be incredibly positive, especially considering Nintendo's esteemed reputation in the console space. However, the reception from the fans has been anything but. Like I said, Nintendo Direct's announcement of the Switch 2 was phenomenal. It was great. The video, they won. But the pricing, they didn't mention the prices. And it's bad. So here we go. Despite what is expectedly last-gen hardware, Nintendo has confirmed that some of the launch titles for Switch 2 are going to be a lot more expensive than initially anticipated. The upcoming open world kart racer, Mario Kart World, is going to cost a whopping $80, making it more costly than any other modern AAA game on the market. Meanwhile, third-party titles such as 2020 Sci-Fi First Person, Cyberpunk 2077, and will be adopting $70 price tag similar to the most big budget releases on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Now, if you've read about Grand Theft Auto, their price may be ranged up to $100. So this may the Mario Kart may be the second highest pricing. But let's continue on. The pricing for Nintendo Switch 2 game is all over the place. Yeah. Mario Kart World is perhaps the perfect example of how old the pricing strategy is for many Nintendo Switch 2 games. Although Mario Kart World's physical and digital copies will cost the same amount of money in the US, they will have different prices in the select regions. In Spain, for instance, the digital version of the game will set back at Euro $80, which is equivalent to about $90. However, a physical copy of Mario Kart World will be $90, approximately $100. So their price ranges are expensive, bro. But like I said, dude, they're throwing prices out like crazy, dude. Even the upgrades of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, is going to be $70. Jamboree is going to be about $80. No, about $80 Jamboree, the upgraded Jamboree, Kirby the Forgotten Land will be priced at $80. I mean, this is insane, dude. This is insane of what they're doing. And don't take it from me. Take it from him. Let's get his take on it. And you guys let me know what you guys think of this, Bo. Here we go. All right, let me just rewind this back.
The confusion surrounding the Nintendo Switch 2 continues to hit ridiculous levels. It is out of control right now, to the point where no one truly understands what exactly Nintendo is trying to accomplish here. And whether you're on the side of Nintendo can do no wrong and Nintendo is perfect, or if you're on the side that Nintendo is the worst company in the world and they're super anti-consumer, I think that anyone with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense needs to acknowledge one thing and one thing only: that the sole responsibility of all of this is on Nintendo. They are responsible for this. Now, maybe you agree with the confusion, maybe you agree with it, but it's their fault. They have created all of this because of their lack of transparency. And even though there's been reporters and mainstream outlets that have spread misinformation, something that they claim that they're against, even though I can't stand these mainstream outlets and I think they're all garbage, I still can't put the blame on them when Nintendo is the reason all of this is happening. And I've even seen clips from like RGT85 right here. RGT85 said this in his video.
Imagine the mom at Walmart. Imagine the dad at Walmart. And that poor Walmart employee trying to, or at GameStop. Imagine working at GameStop right now, where some mom comes in with like her 3 snotty kids, and they're all, blah, 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 and this GameStop employee has to explain to the mom all of these different things with this system. Now, whose fault is this? I mean, it has to be Nintendo's fault, right?
Yes,
they're the ones who decided to do all these different things. Switch 1 standard games that will play on the Switch 2, no enhancements. Switch 1 games that will have a slight enhancement on the Nintendo Switch 2 for free. Switch 1 games that have Switch 2 editions on the Nintendo Switch. However, there are 2 different types of Switch 2 editions. There are Switch 2 editions that have just graphical content. I don't know how that makes it much different than the free versions of the upgrades, but I guess it's a substantial boost or something like that. And then ones that have story content, both of which are at different price points, but some of them are going to be included in Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack. We don't know the price point of them, but if you were to buy the physical edition of the Switch 2 edition, you have a code inside to get that Switch 2 additional content, meaning you have to connect to the internet and then...
And what he's saying right now, I can't understand it. I don't understand it. What? It's confusing. So like me, if I'm going to go buy the Nintendo Switch 2 and try to upgrade my games and everything, what am I going to get? What am I going to buy? It's confusing. You see Jeremy putting his head down like, what the hell are they doing? Nintendo is not addressing the issues. They are not like giving us like a full diaphragm of what is happening, bro. I mean, let me continue, man.
And Switch 2 versions of the game. That's not normal. That is not normal. And then that's not even factoring in the digital download card games that don't have anything on the cartridge whatsoever, and you just connect to the internet and download it. So yes, this has been very confusing, and I'm hopeful that this video will help people and maybe guide them a little bit with this, because even I need a little bit of guidance here with this. This is not normal. This is not a normal system. And you can say, oh, you know, it's a new era, it's a new generation, blah, 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 and that's fine. But all because something is new doesn't necessarily mean that it was changed for the better. Sometimes.
And this is a very good video from RGT85. I suggest that you go check that out. The Nintendo Switch 2 confusion is out of control. Yang Ye has a video. Nintendo Switch backlash worsens due to more hidden costs and online requirements for physical media. He's not wrong in what he's saying right there. Now, one of the better videos in this is from Nintendo Prime. Nintendo Switch 2 misinformation is getting out of hand. I watched this video, and he did a really good job of breaking a lot of this down. I would recommend going and checking this one out. I even messaged him yesterday and told him, hey man, that was a really good video breaking down the whole situation. Nintendo Prime also dropped this tweet. Hey, all you journalists and YouTubers that ran the story without sending a free email to confirm about the Switch 2 edition games not having the extra content on the cartridge, you all got duped. I sent a single email and got confirmed. Full game on cart, including extras. This is an email from the Nintendo Store team. Thank you for contacting my Nintendo Store regarding your query. If you purchase a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game on physical format, you will receive one cartridge with the upgrade already in use. However, if you already had the game for Nintendo Switch 1 and were you were to purchase the expansion update, you would receive a digital download code regardless if you have it on digital or the physical format. If you have any further queries, do not hesitate to contact us. We shouldn't have to be asking all of these questions around this damn system. Their lack of...
Exactly, dude. I mean, they should be addressing this. They should give us the info. They should have a webpage already up and giving us the info on when we buy the console, what we get, on what... It's not just because it's $450 to get the console and $500 to get the console with Donkey Kong. No, there's got to be more than that. You should add a price up for the controller, a price up for the card, the transferring kit, all that nonsense. We should have all that info in there and have an explanation of what is the cost and why. So this tells you right here, man, Nintendo has messed up, man. They have messed themselves up big time. And I understand the frustration that every Nintendo fan is, man. I understand their frustrations, bro. I'm going to get one no matter what because I want to do this for my channel. But the problem is for people like, I'm going to put my sister out there. My sister has 2 children and they love Nintendo Switch. They love playing Nintendo. But for my sister and her money, she can't go for that. Nintendo Switch, it should be meant for family consoles. The console should cost at least $300. And $350 for the add-on of Donkey Kong, of Super Mario Kart World. That should be that price range. It should be within that price range. But $500? Come on. And the console is probably going to be a little bigger. It's probably going to be a little bigger than this. A little bigger than this. So I'm trying to figure out. It may have maybe a little more memory. Okay, fine. But give us a reason why. Show us some evidence. Show us what you got. Like, give us something, dude. Give us something. So then the fans will understand. But if you're not, you're going to lose a lot of support. So shout out to Jeremy, man. Shout out to DJ Cobra for putting this out there. And for those other channels out there for speaking out about it, bro. For Nintendo Prime, RTX, you know, those guys, man, they've done a terrific job on their channel. So I will try to support them. I'm going to try to find those people right now. So let me do this. So let me do this for the hell of it. I'm going to do it right here, right now. Nintendo Prime. Here we go. Subscribe to his channel. I'm going to subscribe to him so I can learn more about him. And RTX, I think that's his channel. All right, hold on. I'm going to find his, give me 1 second. I want to find his channel. Let me see. Let me go back to the video. I want to go back to the video.
Is as confusing as it is controversial. U.S. tariffs than Mario are curious for people. You have 10,000 different format. If you have any further query, check that out. The Nintendo Switch 2 confusion is out of control. Jan has a video.
So his channel is RGT85. So, like I said, dude, this
is as confusing as it is controversial.
So this has gone way too far, man. And like I said, dude, shout out to him for that. Now, we just got this yesterday. This came out yesterday. Nintendo explains Mario Kart World's high price tag. We're going to read about this and see what they say. So let's read this and see what they think. What we think. Mario Kart World shocked fans when its $80 price tag was announced, but Nintendo has now explained why it's changing so much for the title. The Switch 2's cost drew a lot of attention after Nintendo finally confirmed a $150 increase over the original Switch, but it was the system's games that indicated the most controversy. While Nintendo was slower than other AAA studios to put a $70 price tag on its first-party games, Mario Kart World is pushing things even further, and the company believes the game deserves the jump in expense. While Nintendo didn't reveal any pricing information during its lengthy April 2nd Direct, the official prices on its website following the presentation were an unpleasant surprise to some. Site confirmed that Mario Kart World will cost $80 for the digital version and $90 for the physical copy. Not all Switch 2 titles will be so expensive. While Donkey Kong Bonanza is asking for the industry standard for $70, but fans were quick to call out Mario Kart and the consoles paid next-gen updates for being too pricey. An interview with IGN, Nintendo of America's VP of Product and Player Experience, Bill Triton, clarified why the company is charging so much. According to Trinan, the $80 asking price is less about a game-specific strategy and more because Nintendo bases its prices on what the game's experience and content demands in terms of value. Trinan said that the latest Mario Kart is so big and so fast that $80 is a fair price in light of how much players have to discover within the game. The trailer made it seem that Mario Kart World could have a Breath of the Wild effect by reinventing the series in an open world format, which does suggest a lot of content still. Breath of the Wild did not come with a price increase over previous Zelda titles. So many fans will likely still be upset about the cost regardless of the content. Nintendo of America executive says Mario Kart's world content and experiences justify $80. Triton said that the same idea applies to the Switch 2's next-gen upgrades. Gamers who already own a game on Switch have to pay an additional $10 to upgrade to the Switch 2 version, which Triton says it's another reflection of the game's value. NVIDIA claims that Switch 2 has 10 times the graphical performance of the original, so this boost could be enough to justify another $10 on the top of the game's base price in Nintendo's eyes. based on Trinan's statements. The BP also pointed out that Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack subscribers will get these updated versions at no extra cost. The statement makes it seem like Nintendo is unlikely to bow to public pressure when it comes to the next gen pricing some games. Like Donkey Kong will still just be $70, while fans can likely expect plenty of $80 Switch titles, regardless of what Nintendo believes about. These games' value through, though, its pricing strategy remains unpopular among fans and industry professionals alike. Former Blizzard executive Mike Ybarra joined players in criticizing the Switch 2's price and performance after the Direct, and ex-Sony executive Shuhei Yoshida said the cost surprised him, but Nintendo remains firm in its decision. Yeah, like I said, dude, I mean, with these prices charged like this, bro, fans are going to be very upset with this, bro. Fans are very upset. So, you guys let me know what you think. But me, for right now, frankly, this is going to be real hard, bro. It is going to be very hard for people to afford this console, bro. And people are saying that they may not buy it till next year, man. So, do I think the console will be selling well? Yeah, it'll sell well still. But will normal people try to afford this? I don't think so. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, you guys post a comment below. What do you guys think of this, bro? So, please share this video. Post a comment below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. And thank you all for supporting this channel. And I will see you guys until next time. Bye for now.